whenever I was a new leader with Walt Disney World, I remember getting frustrated. I was doing everything that I was taught that successful leaders did. I was going through ideas, I was looking into the future, but there were key things that I was missing. And a brilliant professor that I worked with while I was getting my MBA sat me down and explained that at my level, I should be managing more than leading. And I immediately cringed because anytime I had heard the word manager, it had always sounded kind of like a four-letter word. It wasn't something that was said with kindness or that was something that I should try to be. It was always leaders are fantastic and managers are kind of like, not where you want it to be. But that professor explained that there is a difference between management and leadership and why we need both. And today we're going to share that conversation. Happy Monday. Thank you for joining me for this week's Weekly Wisdom, where we'll be discussing all about the difference between management and leadership. So let's go ahead and dive in. Leadership didn't become a part of the languages we know it. It didn't become that buzzword, that exciting thing until the 1900s. It existed before then, but it was just kind of sprinkled throughout. So in the 1900s, there became a lot of studies about leadership. What makes leadership great? What is the difference between leadership and management? And that's where manager started getting a little bit of a four-letter word attached to it. Everybody wanted to be a leader. Not many people wanted to be a manager. But this is where my professor stepped in and taught me. He said, at my level, I should be managing. Because a manager is all about the details. They're the ones that are making sure you have the right people in the right place, you have the right inventory, the customers are getting the things that they need, you're controlling numbers to hit budgets. So it's all about managing those details. Whereas leaders, it's about managing the idea. At that point in my career, I needed to be managing the numbers. I needed to be helping my company hit their budgets and make sure that we had everything that we needed to have to be successful. I wasn't at the point where I should be leading and doing the ideas just yet. Now, I would flex that leadership muscle as I would go because, again, I wanted to get the best results possible out of each and every one of my cast members, but I wanted to do it in a way that was comfortable for them. And so when we discuss manager and leader, understand manager is managing the details. Leading is leading with the ideas and the people. That's the main difference between the two. Now, understanding that these two areas are not the same is going to be really important because the best companies understand that at any given time, you're going to need managers and you're going to need leaders. The higher up in an organization you go, the more you are going to lead. But if you are a new leader, if you are at that early level, beginning stages of your career, understand that right now, even though everybody has the terminology of leader, you are a manager. And that is not a bad thing. Take away the stigma of managing because the best managers / leaders are those that, again, going back to one of our last couple of videos, is that chameleon that can step in and out of what is needed. Are you the leader with the individual in front of you who is going through some challenges in their personal life? Are you stepping up and creating that customized plan that would allow them to perform at the best level that they can while removing some of the stress? And are you the manager, making sure that you have the right inventory, the right products, the right things, details that your organization needs to be successful? So I am stating it here and today. Being a manager is not a bad thing. We should grow into leadership as we continue growing. That should be a goal. But manager is not a four-letter word. Thank you very much for joining me for this week's Weekly Wisdom. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm starting to plan out 2021. So if you know anybody who's looking for a speaker, if you know anybody who is looking for leadership training, or if you just have an idea for the next Weekly Wisdom, put it down in the comments. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Have a wonderful week, and don't forget, you got this. The third thing that you can do to improve consistency